everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net, and it is Sunday the 16th of February. Thanks again for watching. Been a nice day today across most of the country, a respite from the storms, and although things look as if they are going to be going more unsettled through the course of this week with more wind and rain ahead, it's not going to be anywhere near as bad as it has been, so some good news on the way. Satellite picture is showing, look, the band of cloud and rain that's moving in from the west right now. This is the ridge of high pressure in here that's been bringing us such fair conditions for most through the course of the day on Sunday, but that rain out towards the west, the cloud and rain, is on its way for Monday. And as I say, it's a bit of a changeable week. There will be some ridges of high pressure building in. And you can see that here. This is the ECMWF panel chart taking us forward for the next 10 days. And I don't want you to take too much notice of each of the individual charts here. It's just the patterns that are in there, particularly in the upper air. So you see how we've got these various ridges here. We've got a trough here. Watch how, as each day progresses, those ridges and troughs build through the country. Look, with a ridge going through, then we get a trough go through, another ridge builds in, it stays there in 7 days time, and just try and get it sacked together a little bit by the time we're getting towards next Monday, so a week on Monday. But look, by the time we get towards Tuesday, out it goes off towards the east. It's cleared out the way by another trough here coming in from the west, but yet another ridge building in. So again, it's this idea that I gave you about conditions being less wet than they have been, and that's exactly what these charts are showing. In fact, the GFS ensemble showing similar features. Look, you see these are the ridges moving through. Each of these charts are in 12-hour steps, so you see how the ridges and the troughs are moving their way eastwards through the country and through Europe. So this idea of less wet conditions just stays there, basically. Look, and although what does happen, it does try to build the jet back in and try and make the jet stronger for a time from about day 7 onwards. Look, you see the jet stream is blowing under here, and then we lose, according to the ensemble, we lose the strength of those ridges. The jet picks up and takes us back into windy, wet conditions. But I think what's happening here is that the GFS ensemble is just trying to smooth things out too much. And in fact, towards the end of the forecast period, look, see this ridge that's building in here from the west, that tries to make more of a pronounced entrance into southern parts of the country and hints at some drier weather there in a couple of weeks' time. But I mean, you kind of treat that with an absolute pinch of salt. The 7 to 10 day means of the 500 millibar flow, we've got the ECMWF here on the left hand side, and we've got the GFS here on the right hand side. And you notice that actually the two very similar. This is the G7 to 10 day means from next Sunday through to Wednesday the 26th. Then a really strong jet here in the Western Atlantic by then, look, although the GFS ensemble trying to get it close to the UK. Now, what is of a slight concern here is that on both, the UK is again pretty close to the left exit region. It's in these zones where we find areas of low pressure deepening rapidly and giving us those vigorous winds that and depressions that we've seen over recent days. So we do need to watch that for this idea of in about a week's time of things becoming stormy, potentially once again. So as you can see, fairly mixed signals actually coming in from the forecast models just at the moment. The CFS looking like this. Now you have to turn your head round for this really, but this is week 1 from the CFS, pulling low the normal heights through the UK there. Into week 2, from the 23rd of February through to the 3rd of March, it tries to build the heights, look, towards the east of the country and build a southerly flow with low the normal heights towards the west, higher than normal heights out towards the east, and again trying to make things more unsettled across more western areas, but trying to keep the east generally dry. So again, you see these confusing signals coming in from the models here. And if we look at weeks 3 and week 4, again showing low than normal heights towards the north, higher than normal heights across most of the south of the country, which would hint at dry conditions sort of moving in across more southern areas. And then week 4 on here is hinted at the low than normal heights returning once again. So even the CFS is fairly confused. So I think what I have to say at this stage is probably put my hands in the air and say, do you know what? This is quite a difficult one to try and pin down what's going to happen here. And with such variance between the various different models, it's difficult to make a definitive decision as to where this is likely to go. I just have a concern that we may find these stormy conditions returning for a short time into the early part of next week. So that's around the 23rd, 24th, 25th period. But after that, we may go back into a similar pattern to this week, i.e. the normal conditions for late February, early March, just fairly mixed, fairly unsettled. And I do think we do still need to be watching for the build of pressure down towards the south. But I'll leave you with that for now. Hopefully we can drag some more out of this over the next few days and try and get to grips on where things are going. But for now, thanks again for watching. Whatever you're doing, have a great day and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.